All right, guys, so how can I improve my product or service after getting customer feedback? So this is a good one because you cannot get in your head about this, right? Early on in business, I will tell you what, you're gonna want to do everything for every customer and you're gonna wanna extend so much effort. And that's not wrong of you to do that, but I will tell you what, as a business owner, the further you get into business and you start systematizing things and you start realizing that, wow, I don't have to extend as much, but I can still give a good product and service and we can still systematize this, you kind of think back and go, man, like I overextended myself early on. So again, don't get in your head about this, but we're gonna dive here into feedback intelligently, right? You have to continuously improve it. You have to improve products and services based on the feedback, but without knee-jerk reactions. Because if you get one piece of feedback, that's one person. Maybe there's 100 occurrences and 2 of them had negative feedback. Don't discredit those. It's people telling you what you should do or what you shouldn't do or whatever the case may be. But you don't have to change your entire process and the formation of the product and service or how you did something or the product and service itself based on this feedback, right? So it's going to teach you how to differentiate noise from the signal, right? Because you are getting a signal here, but it is noise as well. And there's things that you have to look at as well. Other companies may be giving you negative feedback because that's a way to sabotage your business. And that happens all the time in Amazon businesses, right? You do an Amazon business, you start an Amazon business, you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna give negative feedback. You're gonna have other businesses that are calling Amazon saying that you threatened them, that you did this. I mean, this happens. Like, this is the hard truth. That's the unspoken truth behind the scenes that you don't even realize is going on. And it's a very horrible way to play business, right? Because it's a game and we should be playing an ethical game. However, there's people on there that don't understand that. They lack the experience, they lack the intelligence, and they lack the wherewithal to actually do the right thing and grow their business the right way. So what do? They default to bullshit methods like that to try to take your business down. So you have to be aware of that as well, hence why we have a video like this. Now, customer feedback is definitely gold, but not all feedback should trigger a change, right? Because there's categories of feedback. There's valid, and then there's random, and there's noisy feedback. Let's talk about the valid. The valid is based on clear, repeated patterns, right? So ultimately, you're gonna have repeated patterns from people that have used the product. They actually have a valid concern with the actual product itself. They actually speak from experience. And then you have random and noisy feedback, which is just BS, right? This is isolated one-off opinions, doesn't mean anything. You could probably tell the difference between both, right? Now, unfortunately, with AI nowadays, if somebody really wanted to harm a business, they can just go on, take some feedback, and actually turn it into negative, have it, write it, and then post it. You'll never know, but if you know your customers, you can discredit those customers that have not bought and ultimately try to get that feedback removed. Right? Best ways to gather feedback for the feedback loop, because you do want to have one of these, excuse me, surveys after purchase or after the experience. Have a survey there, incentivize it, $5 off your next, $10 off your next, or we enter you in a raffle and ultimately that raffle can get you a $100 product, right? Incentivize it to make it worth it for them. Everybody wants to save money, so if they want to spend money and they want to save money at the same time, they'll probably want to take your survey or whatever you have to offer, right? Now, interviews with the best customers. Personally, in the info space, I like getting on, and when we do workshops or we do anything like this, we get information from the customer on how to make the video better. Did we touch our objectives? Did we hit the key points? Did we answer the questions for the customer? Did we get the things the customer intended or expected that we would on the video? If so, great. If not, what were they? Because the thing to remember here is this. There's what you think and what you say, and then there's the intent behind it. From the customer side or the other person you're talking to, just with everyday speech, it's what they hear audibly. What are they hearing? What are they reading from your body language? But also, what are they understanding this as and interpreting it as? And the same thing goes with the products. What are they expecting the product to do for them? You may have a product that you put out in the marketplace and you say, hey, this product is serving this problem and giving you a solution to this problem and serving this type of customer. But guess what? There's an entire other subset of customers and another problem that just so happens that that product also solves. But guess what? It was not intended for that. So there's not the exact product solution fit. And so you're gonna get feedback from these customers and they're gonna say, hey, it's doing great here, but X, Y, and Z. That's why this would be valid feedback to understand. Do you take a separate product? Do you make a variation of it? Do you take this into consideration? If you implement this, will it make this other subset better? These are all things to take a look at here, right? The random noisy feedback, they're probably gonna discredit you. They're gonna be talking ish to you. They're gonna call you names. They're gonna do things that have no valid and no substance. They're just trying to leave a 1-star review, and you can get those removed. There's ways to do that. If you want more information, we talk about that in our group. The video's not there now, it will be. But at the end of the day, understand what feedback is what and take the right feedback to heart, rejecting the rest, which is the noise, right? So interviews with the best customers and ultimately reviews and testimonials analysis. You need to look at these things and you need to understand what ones are good and what ones are not. Again, I repeat that because this is ultimately what's going to signify what you should keep and act on and what you shouldn't. Now, what are some of the patterns that you can look for? What delights customers? What lights them up? What are they ecstatic about? What can't they wait to share what this product did for them or with them about with the general population? They're going to leave good feedback, not just the negative stuff, but the good feedback as well. What frightens them? What frustrates them consistently? If they're frightened about something or they're frustrated about something, they're going to talk about it. So what is that? Does it make sense? And so how to prioritize these improvements? High impact, high frequency issues first. If there's a very important issue with the product, some of these things I see on Amazon, you buy a product and let's say the product does something where you have to have a screw that goes into it or it fits into something else. Fitment is a big problem, right? The size on something, is it a millimeter too big, a millimeter too small? Does it not work? Does it break? Is it something that goes in something and it happens to break all the time? Is it glass? Is it arriving with the customer already broken? Similar to what they say in a lot of these Amazon businesses, and I know because we've been in them, the FBAs, the whole 9 yards, is you don't want things that are electronics, you don't want things that are gonna break, and you don't want things that are gonna perish. Those are like the 3 top that you don't want. Now, you also need to be aware that there's going to be a series of products. There's gonna be a defect rate and just a defect in general percentage that you just have to wave off. I wanna say it's 20%. It's been a bit since I've visited that, but this means customer complaints, returns, exchanges, stuff that they're gonna throw out. Amazon has a different setup than you would if you went direct with the customer. They're gonna take it back. They're gonna give a refund, they're gonna send another product. So you gotta account for a 20% loss in everything that you send to Amazon to be on the safe side. Maybe it's less than that and it's a better day for you, but account for this in your business as well. What's the defect rate? What Sigma is your business running at? Look up Six Sigma. They have different Sigmas there for processes, products, all of this stuff. Are you running lean? Do you have minimum waste? All of this goes into feedback. If there's feedback coming from a customer on a process, on a product, on a service, take this into account. A lot of businesses try to automate things. You're gonna get feedback on that. If it pisses a customer off, they're gonna give you feedback. In your emails, put some feedback in there where they can click 1, 2, or 3, the happy faces. Am I happy? Am I pissed off? Or am I medium or neutral? The more feedback you can get, the better your business will be. Not to mention, not all feedback you're gonna receive at all. I mean, you might receive 5%, you might receive 1%. Some is better than none, but you can't get any feedback if you don't offer the options and the methods and the processes to give the feedback in the first place. So, you have to prioritize things, right? Now, balancing vision versus feedback. Don't lose the soul of the business trying to please everyone. I talked about this early on in the video. Early on in business, you want to please everyone. You want to please everyone and appease everyone. However, as you start to refine, there's systems in place, there's processes in place, and customers have to fall into these systems and processes in order for you to scale the business. You can't be the business owner forever to the customer. You are, however, if the customer always wants to talk to the business owner, guess what? You'll never scale your business because ultimately they have to call in, they have to talk to the manager, they have to talk to somebody else. That allows you to do the things that you want to do and actually work on the higher level tasks in the business. So rapid prototyping, test small improvements before large scale changes. If you're gonna change something, test a small improvement, send it out to some customers, get some feedback on it before you do something that's gonna have a negative backlash. I can't tell you how many times I've seen in businesses where they do something and they don't test it on a small market, it goes out, massive backlash. I mean, just look at what Bud Light did recently. I'll just leave it at that. Look at what Target did recently. They did major changes in their marketing efforts with society that they didn't test in smaller demographics, and it backlashed and it almost sunk the business completely. Don't be one of those businesses. Show customers that you acted on their feedback and that it's a loyalty driver, but that you're still a business that still has to maintain your guidelines, your rules, your SOPs, and a product to send out to the masses, right? So the takeaway on this is smart businesses evolve with their customers, but they stay anchored in their core value proposition, which you should have and which you should maintain. We'll see you on the next video.